I mean, why would you just jam all in if you have the nuts?
Larry calls.
All in call?
Yeah, I call.
You're gonna run twice.
We could run it twice?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
What's going on, guys? My name is Nikki. Welcome to my first poker vlog. Our first episode is super spontaneous, insanely splashy, jam-packed with action, and literally just a roller coaster of emotions. Now, the session is about 6 or 7 hours, and I'll be honest with you guys, the first 2 hours of this session was absolutely brutal. It's been a while since I played 1-2, and playing at this table versus 1-3 at Encore, the whole table dynamic is completely different. Playing 1-2 here at the Brook, there's a ton of limping, limp calling, limp raising with aces, kings, ace-king, jacks, queens, a lot of it, you guys name it. So it definitely took a little bit for me to really get in my groove and figure out a way how I can maneuver through the table. I buy in for 300, and which obviously was my first problem. I should have bought in for max, which was 5, and I got stuck immediately in the first 2 hours to my last 65 bucks. And honestly, this vlog is just showing the massive swing that I went through. So we're gonna be going through some hand analysis on some hands that I think are pretty significant. Bear with me because I didn't take any notes, but I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you want a second episode, let me know. First hand we're going to discuss is heads up versus my buddy Ted on the left of me. Shout out to Ted one time. I got an overpair. He's got ace deuce, and he just turned strips. We give him some action and double him up. Now, the real reason why we're showcasing this hand is because of the guy to the right of me. He's a transfer from another table, and he's probably like a little less than $1,000 deep. The whole table dynamic changed. He was given great action and kind of inclined everyone to bet more or play a lot more loosely or aggressively. Now, him sitting down at this table, he's definitely the deepest stacked player, which is obviously what we want because the table playing 1-2, you know how small the pots are and you know how often these guys are limping into the pot. So the action was great. So I just want to give quick context because we get into it a few hands with him. And in this episode, we deal with 2 villains. So he's the first villain and we're going to call him College Kid because he literally looks like he's still in college. So going into the next hand, I'm dealt 2-3 of spades. Being after the straddle, I'm okay with just calling here. Here, if somebody were to just raise, depending on how big the raise is, we're probably folding. Action then folds over to the small blind who makes the call, and then the straddle checks his option. Going 3 ways to the flop in position, it comes ace king 3. We flop bottom pair. When it gets checked over to me, I'm cool with betting here because I'm in position, but we make it really small so that any ace, any king, 2 pair, or anything like that, you can just raise their big stuff. So that's exactly what we do. We make it $10 and only the small blind calls. Now the plan here really is to just get 2 streets of value if he doesn't have any ace or king and is just floating with something random like queen jack, queen 10. We're going to bet again on the second street, but again, we're going to make it small so that he can raise with anything that he has because at that point he should raise any ace, any king, any 2 pair set combinations that he has. I also don't mind a check back, but that means like if he bombs the river, I'm probably just gonna fold here. So I do make it a little bit more affordable if he is on any type of straight draw, but at that point if the straight completes on the river, we're okay to fold comfortably. So again, we go small. We went like $17 on the turn and he calls. Bank, we get 2 pair on the river, bottom 2 pair, so we're gonna go for some thin value here. 2 pair. Moving on to the next hand, we're dealt king 7 of spades and we're under the gun, and I elect to open to 15. I think it's a pretty big open, but now how the table's playing, everyone's kind of calling everything. And again, if we get 3 bet here, we're folding, unless it's like a min click. So the +1 calls, the small blind calls, and the big blind calls. Going 4 ways to the flop, 3, 9, 8, 2 spades, we get an absolutely phenomenal flop with the flush draw and a backdoor straight draw. And when it gets checked over to me, I'm okay with leading here. We bet around $15. We bet small just so we can induce everyone else to call. Now, playing low stakes, I think bet sizing is super important because recreational players are going to tell you everything that there is to know about their hand. When we make it 15, +1 calls, small blind calls, now it goes over to the big blind and he ends up raising 3.5 my bet, so he raises it to 55 bucks. And really, he could have a set here, he could have a flush draw, he could have a straight draw, but he also just raises it super small. So I'm not terrified by this bet. It just makes me think a little bit more. I do think that there's merit for me for betting, but I think that would just look insanely strong if he just shoves over the top with a set or anything like that. I mean, I don't think I'm going to fold. However, I do think a set would go a lot bigger than this. We make the call, +1 fold, small blind cold calls, and we go 3 ways to the turn, which is an absolute bink. We hit the second nut flush, straights complete, and it gets checked over to me. Now, with around 250 in the pot, I'm going to go around half sizing here. I think that I could have gone a little bit more bigger, and I should have gone a little bit more bigger, but that's ultimately what I decided to do. Again, I mean, we want to price any hand that has a single ace of spades, right? So small blind had 250, and that was definitely pricing him in. So if he shoved, I mean, I probably would make me uneasy, but I'm already pot committed. But the big blind's also who I'm afraid of because he's he covers me. I still have to deal with what he does, right? He can still have a set that has outs on the river for a boat. He can have a single ace of spades in his hand, or he could even have the ace high flush already. Yeah, ultimately, looking back at it, I'm never folding in this spot. But the small blind folds, and it goes over to the big blind.
Players called all in. Good luck.
Well, this might be a huge cooler. Wow. I have a flush. I have the second nut flush. Oh my god. I mean,
I hate to be in your position.
I'm
glad I got a shit.
I mean, why would you just jam all in if you have the nuts?
Player calls.
I have 2 pair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flush.
Hit me. Oh.
You got there?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking scared me, you asshole. Fuck, dude.
2 pairs.
Scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Sir, that's 100s.
Yeah, yes, sir. So his line makes sense. He has 2 pair. When he said that he had 2 pair, I thought it was 10-8 because the board paired with the 8, and I just thought he hit it on the river, which made me fucking so mad. But he ended up just showing 10-9, which makes a lot of sense. So I think we played that really well. Let me know what you guys think about it. The last 4 or 5 hours we've been playing, that's probably the biggest pot the table's seen. Everyone was really just talking about it, but College Kid was a really good sport. He still has like 250 or 300 behind or something like that. So, no, actually, I think he added on. But we just continued to give action all around the table, man. It was a great group of guys, so shout out to everyone that was there, man. Next hand, we're running it back against College Kid. He actually didn't end up buying. He probably has like 150, 200 behind, something like that. But we're going heads up. He's under the gun. He opens to 20, and I call in the +1. And the flop's beautiful. We get 2 pair, 4-7 queen with 2 diamonds. He leads for 20 again, and at this point, I just want to take it down. I want to charge all draws, so I bump it up to $65.
I think I'm a nit.
Especially if you're showing your
Yeah, I have to know. I think I'm a nit.
diamond draw.
He has nothing.
Dude, okay.
Seriously?
Kind of like fuck you for that.
Anything and I'm shoving. Just get me in a good spot. Get a couple people limping.
So if you heard that, that was College Boy saying any 2 cards and I'm shoving. Here we are. I'm under the gun. It actually limps around to College Boy and he opens for 25. So I call. I'm the only person that calls and it's now heads up.
I feel like a bitch for not shoving when I said
You said you were
it.
going to, man. Just do it now. It's never too late. There it is.
Boo!
Any 2 cards, bro. I told him, any 2 cards, bro.
That's so.
All right, one time, my friend.
I'm so annoyed. I folded.
Don't let him suck out on me.
I
Don't
folded.
let him suck
aces?
out on me.
Okay.
Don't let him
Okay,
suck
come
out
on.
me.
No,
Ben.
Give me a 3.
No, Ben.
Oh my God! That was. Oh! Oh my God! I was. Oh my God! Oh my. Yup. We just had an absolute suck out against aces. What are the chances of that? He says any 2 cards, I'm shipping it. Ends up getting aces and gets cracked by deuce 3 off. College Kid, unfortunately, left without saying goodbye to everyone. So hope you made it home safe. If he's watching this video, I'll probably see you around soon. Actually, probably not, but hope you're okay. Alright guys, I think that this video is getting way too long, so I'm going to wrap it up within the next few minutes. But you guys need to buckle in because the last few minutes of this video is going to be absolutely insane. Here's why. Alright, so the hand that you're watching, I am dealt under the gun +1. I have King Jack offsuit. And to my right, there is now a new villain. College Kid is gone. Whatever. His tuition, bye-bye. So we got this new villain. This guy, he's an actual dealer at the casino that we're playing at. And obviously, he's not working as of now, so he's buying in. Some of the guys at the table know him. And he bought in, I think, around $400. So he's relatively deep to some other guys at the table. And I just had a feeling that him and I were going to go at it. So he starts off in the straddle, and I just knew exactly what was going to happen before it even happened. I knew that if the straddle was going to limp to him, that he was going to take his opportunity to raise and defend his straddle. That's what he does. He raises to 40. I call, folds around, and it's heads up now. Flop comes 6-7 deuce rainbow. He checks. I bet 50. And now this is where I think I really played the hand wrong. I don't mind the bet. I just should have gone a little bit smaller. And then really just work from there. At least that's just my strategy when it comes to heads up in position. He checks to me. I bet 105. He tanks for a bit.
He did this towards the first couple of hours.
All in?
Not bad considering there's only
Oh,
two tables.
Adam coming out swinging.
How much is behind?
Can't beat the house, they say.
It's like 225 million.
I don't even want to talk about how poorly I played that hand, but he ended up telling me later on that night that it was queen high. Anyways, upward and onward, friends. Next hand. We're dealt 7 of 10 clubs. Now, we just fucking punted like $350 away, so I'm stuck behind like $250 now, so we got some ground to make up. We're in the big blind, and we're 4 ways in a limp pot. What better way to get revenge than flopping the nuts? Villain checks, I check. Ted bets out for 10. Folds over to the villain, who clicks it to 25, which I thought was really small, but I guess in comparison to the pot, I obviously flat call to hope that Ted calls behind me so we can get more money in the pot. And that's exactly what happens. Ted calls, and we're going 3 ways to the turn. The turn is a blank. It's ace of hearts. I like this card because I think that villain can have ace X combos here, like easily ace 9, ace 6, ace 8, more reasonably probably even ace 10. And now he leads for $95. I have about 200 and some change behind me. And I think with this ace, I really should have just flat to leave action towards Ted next. But I'm sitting here posturing a little bit, and I play this one intentionally unconventional because obviously I have the nuts with the ace being a blank on the turn for us. I'm going to shove that because I would think that he would think I would not shove if I had the nuts in that circumstance. And at that point, he's also pot committed, I'm certain, unless he's running an insane bluff through 2 people, but I doubt that. So I shove all in, about $200. Ted folds on my left, and action is back on the villain.
Call. For the vlog.
Oh, yeah. What? Flopped it.
Good hand.
Another fat hand we do get into. Just a few hands later, we're dealt ace-king offsuit. Villain opens to 25, and we 3-bet to 75.
All
It
in?
might be a flip. It's what, 300?
A little less.
2
All in call?
Yeah, I call.
You're going twice.
We could run it twice?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I got ace kick.
It's a flip.
I'm gonna run twice the whole thing.
Yeah. Let's run it twice.
Uh-oh, for the
It comes down to this.
Vlog comes out. I fucking hate it.
No,
Wow.
you're supposed to put out the whole.
Right.
Supposed to do the first one first.
So this bottom card would have been
Wait.
to burning this one.
Wait,
to
wait, wait.
Burning
Yeah, you
this
do the
one
first
river.
whole board
There.
first.
Yeah, one whole board.
That's
Two whole boards.
That's right there.
Yeah, 2 whole
What's
boards.
going on? I have no idea what's going
2
on.
whole boards.
I do. I'm watching them.
Oh, fuck.
You got burn one.
What'd you do?
He
2
did. I
boards?
did. I seen it.
Oh, I got out.
No jack.
Oh,
Jack. Wow.
Damn, bro.
Dead. Or not dead. 8.
thanks. Super awkward start to that flip, but I'm glad that we were able to settle it. But it was crazy. I didn't even know you could run 2 boards, but it's crazy that ace king held on both of those boards. I'm happy about it, but on to the last hand of the night. It limps around to the villain in the small blind, who raises to 20. I 3-bet to 75. +1 goes all in for $86. And small blind calls. Small blind called, but the dealer said that he could have opened up the bet and didn't. And I didn't know what I could have done, so I just flat myself. I felt like if I asked if I could open up the action again, it would seem super strong. Heads up to the flop, looking for a clean one, looking to build a side pot. It comes 3-6-5, rainbow. Villain checks, and we see bet $90. Turn is a jack of diamonds. Villain checks to me.
Check.
All in. I have queens.
How can I get a board like that when I have ace? No shit, right?
Really solid session. I learned a lot, and I'm always looking to improve my game. I don't know if there's going to be a second episode. I mean, depends how this does and really what the feedback is. Any comments are always appreciated. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. It was a pleasure. Thanks for watching. Peace out.